approach runway 26 right. ILS approach runway 27 left. ILS approach runway 28. Notice to air mission. Operate transponder with mode Charlie on all ramps. Taxiway and runway. Advise on initial contact. You have information Charlie. Atlanta Airport arrival information Charlie 22520. West 320 at 16.22. Visibility 10. View clouds at 2,800. Ceiling 3,500 gross. 5,000 gross. Temperature 5. Dew point -2. Altimeter 2999er. Simultaneous approaches are in progress. ILS approach runway 26 right. ILS approach runway 27 left. ILS approach runway 28. Notice to air mission. Operate transponder with mode Charlie on all ramps. Taxiway and runway. Advise on initial contact. You have information Charlie.
Enchanted by the stars when he was born. What love he would give through his horn. There once was a man named John who heard a different sound around him. Though people sometimes hurt him with their scorn, he aimed for the sky with his horn. He reached for notes out of range. He searched for chords new and strange. He opened the doors, shut tightly before, blowing in the winds of change. There once was a man named John who passed this way to breathe a moment. He touched the young and old and made them warm. The world loves the train in his horn. He's reached for notes out of range. He's searched for chords new and strange. He opened the doors, shut tightly before, blowing in the winds of change. There once was a man named John who passed this way to breathe a moment. He touched the young and old and made them warm. The world loves the train and his home.
November 45, ready for taxi. Contacting Atlanta ground. November 45, ready for taxi.
November 45, Atlanta Ground, where are you?
Gate E3.
Runway 27 right, taxi via Lima with a Charlie.
That's runway 27 right, taxi via Lima Lima Charlie, November 45.
That was 2207, contact Atlanta Tower, 119.1.
Blue 467 information, November. We are on the 𝒔𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔 departure and we are holding short of Bosnia.
Blue 467 Atlanta ground, contact ground 121.75.
121.75, Blue 467.
Ground, Southwest 733, spot 3 Sierra, taxi with November.
Oh, 733, contact ground 121.75.
2175, thanks a lot.
November 45, contact Atlanta Tower. Let me get a freaking.
Contacting Atlanta Tower.
Back on to maintain 14,000 and then leave the speed restriction.
14,000 to leave the speed 2207.
November 45, holding short of runway 27 right.
So November 88, Mike Delta.
Hey, Mike Delta, go ahead.
Mike Delta, are you ready to go? Is that somebody else checking in?
Someone else checking in. We'll need a few minutes for a run-up. Diamond 8, Mike Delta.
Roger, checking in.
That was November 45, checking in, holding short of runway 27 right.
You should be contacting Tower 119 report 3.
Apologies.
Atlanta.
November 45, holding short of runway 27 right.
November 45, tower on 123.85.
Switching to 123.5.
Alpha 2207 center 1.
November 45, holding short of runway 27 right.
November 45, Atlanta Tower, RNAV to 𝒔𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, runway 27 right at Lima Charlie, start for takeoff.
That's clear for takeoff, November 45.
November 45, I need you to verify your first RNAV waypoint. What's your first RNAV waypoint? November 45, cancel your takeoff plans, hold short 27 right. What's your first RNAV waypoint?
Holding short, first RNAV waypoint is 𝒔𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, November 45.
November 45, thank you. RNAV to 𝒔𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, runway 27 right, clear for takeoff.
RNAVing to 𝒔𝒐𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, November 45, clear for takeoff. We're taking off soon, everybody. Thanks for the patience.
Good evening, JetBlue 467.
JetBlue 467, Atlanta Tower, runway 27 right at Lima Charlie, line up and wait.
27 right, I'm up and wait. JetBlue 467.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
Tower Southwest 733, short of 27 right. We'll be ready for departure at the end.
Southwest 733 Atlanta Tower, roger. Number 45, are you ready for departure?
Hey, you already know what's happening. Numbers going up, make it split like fractions. I don't like to talk, I'm all about action. Gave her good news, man, her satisfaction. She walked in the spot with some traction. She looking at me, trying to get a reaction. Too busy counting up, she is a distraction. This ain't a movie, but you can't get some action. Money in the bank, I'm laughing. Gotta keep it on me, can't catch me lacking. These hoes fish to the bait, I'm packing. I ain't got a flirt, I ain't even get to macking. I ain't worried about nothing but the back end. Talk about money, crawfish, get the crackin'. DL status, how the way I burn the Saxons. Give me good news, I'm trying to see what's happening. I ain't with the bad, bring the good news. I ain't with the bad, bring the good news. I ain't with the bad, bring
Yeah, we're getting going, y'all.
I ain't with the bad, I ain't with the bad, bring the good news. I ain't with the bad, bring the good news. I ain't with the bad, bring the good news. I ain't with the bad, yeah, I ain't with the bad, yeah. Already know what's happening. Numbers going up, make it feel like fashion. Y'all like to talk, I'm all about action.
Yes, sir. Nickstream. We're getting it going here in a moment here. Thanks for the patience. About to get up in the air. Gotta get us going. Flying out of Hartsfield International Airport in Atlanta on the 100% flat virtual world, or is it a globe? It's a pleasure having you all here today. Cloudy skies. Yes, y'all, welcome to Nickstream. About to get going. Lots going on. Got a lot of show. Got an actual show for y'all today. Should be exciting. Stay tuned. Flying out of Atlanta, the only airport that stayed up during this weird FAA system crash. You may know about what I'm talking about. First time all flights in the US were grounded since 9/11. On our way to the only airport open right now on the VATSIM network. That's Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport in Florida. Getting up to our cruising altitude here. And of course that means we will be taking your calls today on Nickstream once we get up there. Yep, no loosey-goosey show. Got an actual show for y'all today. Well, Nickers and Nickerettes, welcome aboard the Nickstream. This is your captain speaking, the anchor baby. Welcome to the Friday Nickstream. Got a lot of in-flight entertainment for y'all today. Should be good. Lots of in-flight entertainment. We're going to talk about the top G. Who's the top G? Who's the real top G? We're talking about George Floyd #2 and the new Scooby-Doo. It's another attack on whites. Gonna talk about the glass delusion and how to navigate the world as a common man. And of course, for the fans, stay tuned for Glizzy Gang. You want to get in there with us? Let's go, VR, Glizzy Gang. We're doing it up tonight. We're going to have a fun time. It's Nickstream. It's the freaking weekend. Thanks, Mr. Mad. Of course, we're going to get up to our cruising altitude before we get going here. Pleasure having you all here. Digitus Extractus, Red Dirt, Farm Lord, Spike Protein, Wandaline, what's up? Hey, Troy, what up? we got Mr. Mad, the one and only. Noah's Arkansas, the magnanimous. Lord Bibby, what is up? Thank you. We got TSA on board. We got the secret agents on board, aka the mods, aka Lord Bibby. Teresa, Joe Mama, Lolo, Ryan, Bardwell, Doomer Perspective, Mildly Attractive, Snake Pit Security Guard, Slam Free Poetry, MK Ultra, all of you, welcome to nickstream. We're about to get down here, and we are about to reach our cruising altitude here, 36,000 feet. What's up, Carver? Great Bowls of Fire, what is up, what is up? Why, George, why? Yes, it is Friday the 13th. They say it's a day of bad luck, but I, your captain, the anchor baby, was born on a Friday the 13th, so no worries, your captain is immune. That's how that works, right? The sky is beautiful tonight in the virtual world, as you can see. Whatever you like to call it, flatter ground. The stars at night in the virtual sky are bright. So sick of hearing about Georgia, Florida. I know, Digitus, but something's going on. Anyways, all that flight entertainment and your calls in the Nick stream. About to get down here. In fact, about to reach our cruising altitude. And we're flying out of Atlanta. Like I said, the only airport that stayed open during this crazy outage where all flights were grounded. All the flights were grounded in America. Unheard of. Let's turn on my camera here and get down. Put the nighttime one, the chat, and bingo. What is up, everybody? Welcome. It's a pleasure having you all here. Thank you. Like I said, we're getting down. People arguing about the flat earth in the chat. Hey, we got a show and a half. We're going to get down. We're doing extreme. We're doing VR. We're doing it all. So welcome. All right, we're getting up to now pretty much our top speed. 35,000 in the air. About to hit 36. And you know what that means? That means that your seatbelt sign is now off. That means you can call in 760-515-3855. Call in, get it off your chest, whatever you want to talk about, or you want to comment on some of the news and topics we're about to get into. We've got some stuff to get into today. If you're white, it's Atlanta. If you're black, it's Alana. Alana? You're going to have to tell me how to pronounce that one. Atlanta. Awesome. Okay, so again, welcome. Look, you're flying nickstream. Kick back, relax. Thank you for flying nickstream. Yes, we got plenty of show. And got to make sure our flaps are up, our gear is up, flying beautifully. Air traffic controllers happy with us. You may have heard a little bit of back and forth there, telling me to hurry it up and take off already. Big line behind us. Nice. So let's get into this. But you know what? I'm sorry. I can't do that just quite yet. Because we got some first class super chat already. And you know what that means. That means you bought a first class ticket in Noah's Arkansas. So you come on down. Sit down. First class seat is all yours. Plenty of leg room. Unlimited drinkies and snackies. Enjoy. Kick back. Relax. You can still kick back and you don't have as much leg room, but it should still be a nice and easy flight all the way into Florida, Fort Lauderdale. Nice. I've heard Atlanta has the highest concentration of closeted gay men. Hey, we might even get into that a little bit, Troy, because we got some show ahead. So let's get into this, okay? Because you may have heard a little bit of this famous Top G, okay? This Top G. Who's the Top G? Already got a call. Let's do the call.
Slam Free.
Caller, your name, where are you calling from?
Slam Free Poetry, North Carolina.
Slam Free Poetry, what's up? How you doing? Thank you.
I'm great, man. How
Before
you
I get
doing
into
tonight?
this topic, go ahead.
Well, I'm a flat earther. You know this.
I saw you in the chat. You know, I didn't quite remember, but I definitely know now. Big time flat earther,
You
huh?
remember me now. Well, I mean, you're over there flying this simulator, and I'm just wondering, like, when you land, do you account for the orientation of the runway being east to west because of the Earth spinning at 1,000 miles an hour? And what's that like to try to land on a moving runway?
I don't do any of that. See, I got computers. Okay, I got computers ahead of me, and here's the beautiful thing about flying. When I'm flying around, and I'm looking at my maps and I'm flying around, I'll be straight up with you. The maps and all the data I'm using, it's a plane, as in flat. You know what I'm saying? All the data, all the flight plans that are created. Yeah, they're created on a flat plane, a flat Earth plane model.
What do you think of that, though? I mean, what does that mean to you?
What do I think about it? I'm not quite sure. You know, I don't think much about it. I mean,
well,
as far as I'm concerned,
that's what they think. Nothing.
Well, okay. But that's what flat earthers do. Think too much.
No,
you know,
flat earthers actually do think about it. That's the difference.
Okay. I mean, you get 2 points, right? You get 2 points. You get 2 points on a globe. It's still like what? It's still horizontal in a sense, you know. You're horizontally locally.
Whoa. So
you're horizontally locally
flat, right?
What'd you say?
Your altimeter, you got a flat horizon, and they tell you.
Oh, but now you're switching. This is what flat earthers do. They switch.
No, I don't. Hey, look,
I'm not this expert. I'm not this crazy expert on all the facts on flat Earth and globe Earth. But this is what I am great at. I'm a vibe.
Okay.
I get vibes, and I know BS and BS meters. And I'm not saying you're a BSer, but I know when people like to switch topics, when they speak fast, when they speak over the person talking, and they put a lot of info. It's very confusing. And that's something I notice a lot of flat earthers like to do. They like to confuse.
Calm it down a little bit. You're getting a little bit like, No, I'm not. Kind of like. I'm having fun, man. Out there that globe earthers are not lying about.
Anyways, man,
you were talking over me.
It's a pleasure, Slam Free Poetry. Like I said, I'm not an expert on these things, but you know.
Well, wait a minute. So do you adjust for the spinning of the Earth?
You're talking to me like I've flown a real plane. I've never flown a real plane in my life.
Well, I mean, isn't a simulator like a real plane?
Sort of. But you're acting like as if I know everything about the simulator and everything about flying.
No. I mean,
here's one thing I'll say, and I'll leave it at this.
Your answer was that the computers take care of everything, but I guess you don't need
the
a brain,
computer's
you
here in the simulator
right?
while I'm playing this game. Okay, you're taking this too seriously, man. I'm just saying.
No, dude, no, don't get upset with me, bro. Let's calm it down.
Nobody's upset. You keep saying that. Nobody's upset. Calm down.
Well, you kind of seem like it, but I'm cool with it. Hey, I'm saying I love what you're doing here. I love your point of view, and I respect you think it's a globe.
Right
you're
on.
wrong, but it's cool. I like it. You know, where in the Bible does it say the Earth's a globe?
Slam Free Poetry. I didn't say it was a globe. I didn't say it was flat. Like I said, I'm not an expert. You're already saying things I never said.
I'm not an expert either. You see, that's an ad hominem.
All right, y'all. I got it muted right now. As you can clearly see, you know, he's like, calm it down. Nobody's altered up here. Everybody chill out. Okay, we just started Nick Stream. Okay, relax, buddy. Relax, Slam Free Poetry. Relax. Okay, calm down. Okay, you still there, buddy?
I'm here.
Right on, man. Like I said, I don't know. How about we leave it at that? Have a debate. How about you debate somebody?
No.
How about you go debate somebody?
Or you don't want to know.
Oh Lord. Come on, man, relax.
Like, why would you believe government telling you nonstop the dumbest thing?
This is what I mean about flat earthers. You're not convincing anybody.
I'm asking you. You didn't want to answer my question. Why would you want to like? Okay.
But I'm not saying I want to believe or don't want to believe. I'm just saying.
So could it be flat?
Look at this. You guys see this? You guys chat. You're seeing this, right? Look, we like Slam Free Poetry. We like him. We have no problem here. You guys are seeing this, right?
Everybody hates me. Can you believe? Could it be flat or could it be?
Like I said, I don't
globe?
know. All right, man. I'm gonna mute you just for a second. Like I said, I don't know because he keeps talking. Right? It's just wild. It's just wild. It's just really. It's ridiculous. Okay, look, Slam Free Poetry. You're cool. We're cool. Like I said, one thing I'll say about the flat Earth globe stuff. You're not convincing anybody. Go debate somebody who knows stuff. You're not convincing anybody. Look. If you're this flat earther and I'm this person and you want to like totally convince me, you're not doing a good job. You're not doing a good job. So one thing I know is BS. One thing I know is people talking fast and trying to confuse and talking over and confirmation bias. Okay. They're just believing things and just going with confirmation bias. I may not know all the facts on science and globe and earth, but I know that. I know confirmation bias when I see it. I know people were too passionate when I see it. I know BS when I see it. So you're not convincing anybody. We're flying on this virtual plane right now, having a good time here on this nickstream. Like I said, Nick, you're my boy, but you're kind of dodging. Why are you guys playing like I didn't make some claim? You guys are acting like I'm sitting here making some claim on globe Earth. What am I dodging? What's your opinion on the shape of the Earth? I don't know. It's a globe as far as I know. It's a globe as far as I know. But I'm not an expert. I don't know why it's a globe. I don't know why it's flat. I don't really care. Dodging. Beautiful. Great way to start. Nick, exactly, Lord Bibby. That's what I'm about. I'm about like being the common man and being able to navigate this world full of crazy information coming at you and how to navigate it as a common man. And in fact, I got something on that too. And you're going to want to stay tuned, Slam Free Poetry, because I got you some stuff on how to navigate this world without being crazy. You feel me? You can't be crazy. Like nobody talks like that. You got to chill. All right, let's get into this. I got some show for y'all. We're going to get into this, okay? And you heard me talking about the top G a little bit. Who's the top G? You heard of him, Andrew Tate. And I was trying to find his dumb song. That friend there. Okay. Sorry, reading chat. Anyways, the top G. Who's the top G? Andrew Tate. You've heard of him. And I have his little song playing right now. You may have heard it. Is he an alpha male or not? Well, he's gotten a lot of attention lately. Okay? For the last little bit. But it's also recently with his arrest. Okay? Okay. And so we got some facts. We got some story on Andrew Tate. Emory Andrew Tate III, born in Washington, D.C., 36 years old, okay? Father is his father, he's mixed. He's a mixed guy. His father's black. Okay, let's stop playing that. His father is black. Father, Emory Andrew Tate. Some cute pics. Oh, some cute pics of the family. Here, let me throw my camera on. Okay. Cute pics of the fam. Father, Emory Andrew Tate. Look at him. Chess master, apparently. Mother, Eileen. Mixed. Raised in America until the divorce when his mother took the kids to England. Claim to fame. Okay. MMA fighter. Pretty darn good, I heard. I heard he's a pretty darn good fighter. At least he was. Okay. Made some attention and got some attention and it's his father. Got some attention fighting MMA. Then he was on Big Brother. That's Andrew Tate's brother, I believe, Tristan. Okay. Okay. What else do we got here? Yeah. Here are the Tates. So he was on Big Brother. Then much later in the online world, he had a certain, online service, to train men on male to female interactions. It had Hustlers University. And then later on, it's kickboxing, Troy? Okay. So he was a kickboxer. Cam Girl Biz, you heard of that. He got a Cam Girl Biz. And of course, his infamous online personality, which has gotten a lot of attention because of getting banned. He got major banned online, channels, Twitter, etc. That's enough of that. And so Tate. Andrew. And anyways, late December going into the new year, There's some big news. Tate brothers arrested by Romanian police on charges of sex trafficking, organized crime, and rape. AP reports, right? And so the question is he a victim of the Matrix? Are they just going after Tate because of him speaking so much truth? He's out there just sticking it to people, really just bringing the hard conversations. He's just saying so much truth that they put him in jail or they're arresting him. Is he a victim of the Matrix? What is going on? What is going on? Well, what are the charges? Okay. The charges is sex trafficking, amongst others. And I'm looking into this. I'm looking into sex trafficking. What's sex trafficking, right? What's the Google answer? What's the Google answer on sex trafficking? Sex trafficking. The action, okay, of practice, the action or practice of illegally transporting people from one country or area to another for the purpose of sexual exploitation, okay? Okay. So they got this sex trafficking charge, right? That's what they're saying on Google. Well, I mean, that's what I searched it up. I searched it up. Google says that's what sex trafficking is, right? And so what are the facts here? Romanian court upholds arrest of influencer Andrew Tate. This court in Romania, an anti-organized crime agency, Takeoff, said the court rejected an appeal by Tate against judge's earlier decision to extend his arrest from 24 hours to 30 days. So, got rejected. He's staying in jail. Tate, a British U.S. citizen with 4.5 million followers on Twitter, initially detained on December 29th, charged with his brother, Tristan, charged in the same case. Tate and other 3 defendants arrived in Bucharest in handcuffs Tuesday morning, were taken away in the afternoon. The document explaining they're keeping them for the possibility of them evading investigations cannot be ignored, that they could leave Romania and settle in countries that do not allow extradition. After Tate lost his appeal, made some posts, The point is they're trying to take away his property and they're trying to charge him with sex trafficking, rape, and organized crime. Okay? And so it's kind of, that's where the facts kind of end, right? It remains to be seen what's going on. There's been a little bit of movement with some like a producer, or not producer, but someone that worked with Tate being like perp walked in front of the news. Little things like some women that worked with / dated or whatever Tate defending Andrew, saying he did nothing wrong. He doesn't treat women the way they're saying he does. So that's really where the facts end. It remains to be seen what happens with that. So the current really like hot take on Andrew on why he was taken in was self-incrimination, okay? And we're going to check out this little video here by this YouTube lawyer. I call him a YouTube lawyer, not in a demeaning way. There's so much info on the internet now, okay? You could be like a lawyer or, beginner, fledgling lawyer just watching YouTube videos. And so this guy knows his stuff. He's a real lawyer. Bruce Rivers. And I see a lot of people following this kind of take here. They're following this kind of take here on this lawyer's take, really, on Andrew Tate and him incriminating himself with his own words, okay? And we're going to get into this a little bit because I want you to see what they're saying. What are people saying on why he's in jail and why they think he should be? Because they're saying, well, they're following really this guy on self-incrimination. They're saying Andrew Tate self-incriminated. He put out videos of him talking and him saying stuff that prove he was sex trafficking, okay? I want you to think, is this an unbiased opinion, blah, blah, blah. And this guy's definition of sex trafficking. We'll just watch this a little bit, okay? Definitely a G with that intro. Criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers is the criminal lawyer. Can you guys hear this? Okay. And the calls are unmuted if you want to jump in. But anyways. Try not to derail this a little bit. So Bruce Rivers, criminal lawyer, talking about Andrew Tate. Let me boost this volume and get into this a little bit before, and give you my take.
Another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, board
We're gonna play this fast.
criminal defense lawyer, and today we're reacting to some criticism I've received online. A lot of the supporters of Andrew Tate think I'm taking things out of context. But before we get to what we're going to talk about today, this episode is brought to you by what do you think? eForms.com, perhaps? Absolutely.
Okay, I don't care about your ad. Bruce Rivers.
There's things out of context. Let's just talk about what we're talking about here. I talked to you 5 months ago, and I told you that Andrew Tate is going to be on the police blotter. So I wouldn't be surprised if down the line, guess who we see on the blotter? We see Mr. Tate. I knew he was. And it's not just because I don't like him. It has nothing to do with whether I like him or dislike him. This is a legal analysis show, right? I mean, that's the thrust of it. And one of the things I talk about is self-snitching, right? And so one of the things that I was trying to comment on is that there's a treasure trove of stuff that he's put out there to show that he is probably guilty of the crimes that they're talking about. And all the stuff that he's put out there can be used against him, not taken out of context. So what is he charged with? He's charged with sex trafficking.
So this is his definition of sex trafficking.
And I would venture to bet that maybe even some tax stuff might come down the pike. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Sex trafficking, there's unless you're dealing with underage, when we don't have any evidence that anybody's underage. But we have 3 things: force, fraud, or coercion. Force, obviously, that's like being in chains and, not being allowed to leave. Fraud, being kept there under false pretenses. If there's an element of fraud in the way that you are enticing somebody or keeping somebody in a particular position to work for you, and if it's in the sex business, that's sex trafficking. Or coercion, threat of harm or some other way to limit your movement. And so let's kind of look at one of his very first videos that he did.
You follow me here. Bruce Rivers gave you his definition. It requires one of these 3, either coercion, fraud, or force, okay? Still a little bit more vague, right? A little bit more vague than Google's answer, which is, illegally moving people for the purpose of sexual exploitation, right? I guess it's somewhat similar. These little differences will make sense in a bit. So Bruce Rivers laying it out.
His words, not my words. And I'm going to play it, and I'm not going to take it out of context. We'll play this. Let's just make sure I'm not taking things out of context.
When you say webcam company, people assume, oh, it's just a sex fest. But in reality, it's a shitload.
Let's just play that a little bit slower for the viewers.
I'm not taking things out of context.
When you say webcam company, people assume, oh, it's just a sex fest. But in reality, it's a shitload of people management. The HR category of the webcam business is the largest and most important thing. You're effectively taking girls, teaching them how to make unlimited money from home, and then making sure they give it all to you.
So you're making sure that you're teaching girls how to make a shit ton of money and give it all to you. Now, this is one of his first instructional videos. A lot of guys, he's got a lot of fans.
And he goes on to say, Bruce Rivers here, that constitutes a form of fraud, okay? And he goes on and he shows other similar clips of Andrew Tate talking about his business, talking about his webcam service where he has girls in a room in front of a webcam where they do sexual acts and nudity and in front of for an audience of paying customers, da-da-da. And so, Slam Free and Troy, you guys have created a narrative in your head. I'm not saying anything you're saying. Maybe listen to what I'm saying. So, yeah, Bruce Rivers here. He plays more clips of Andrew Tate, and saying he's self-incriminated by saying that he's gonna make a bunch of money and he's gonna trick women and other things like that. Okay. So that's the take. That's the take. The hot take on Andrew is that he's self-incriminated and that he deserves to be there. Bruce Rivers, and you know what? I'll just show you just to see if it's is it unbiased. He's trying to be this unbiased lawyer.
A lot of guys think, oh, in order to have some wealth, you have to have a Bugatti. You have to do this. You have to do that. In order to have wealth, you have to have self-pride. You have to know who you are as a person. And where do you get that from? You get that from building, as I've always said. So I do 2 things. I like to be motivation for younger guys and women for that matter, who are looking at maybe a possible direction in their career. So I like to motivate people in a very positive way. But the other thing I do is I do offer a legal analysis of what's going on here. Right off the bat, he tells you that his main goal is to have them work for him and him get all the money.
Webcam studios everywhere. There's one webcam studio down the road called Studio 20 with 100 rooms. 100 rooms, 8-hour shifts, 3 girls a day.
I'm going to skip a little bit because I'm trying to show you Bruce Rivers. And basically, you kind of heard it a little bit. And he's like, oh, you got to have some. He kind of like makes personal comments on Andrew. So is this really a unbiased take? Da-da-da. So, laying it out here for you. What are they saying about Tate and how they're saying he deserves or he self-incriminated himself in what he's doing. This guy, by saying that he's going to make a bunch of money off of these women, that he is committing fraud. But is that sex trafficking, right? It's like definitions and words. Do they matter anymore? Now, since then, there's women that are coming out saying, no, he doesn't treat people like that. Two women claim to be on prosecutor list of 6 Andrew Tate victims. They say they were never abused. And another one, I believe, besides these two, has come out saying that about Andrew Tate. Saying, no, he doesn't abuse us. There's no way. This is all an attack on his character, blah, 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 right? So that's kind of what they're saying. I'm watching this all, okay? I'm watching this all, and this is what I'm saying. First of all, wait and see. Let's see evidence, and let's see. I don't really care what he's going through. Like, that's the law in him, right? Go do that. But I'm, like, watching this all go down, and it's like, these people own, like, a webcam service, and I want to like paint you a deeper picture on the Tates, okay? Because right now the whole thing is that they're these alpha guys. They know how to talk to women. They know the right way of talking to women. They don't simp. They're teaching men how to be real men, and really ultimately that. They're they're teaching men how to be real men. They believe that. The people listening to Tate believe that. They believe we're being taught how to be a real man. Okay? I want to show you a quick video. I want to show you a quick video just to start painting a picture of what I'm seeing. There's this little video. This is Tristan Tate talking to Sneeko, another content creator. Tristan Tate, brother of Andrew Tate, talking about what if, I believe Sneeko asked him, like, what if you had a daughter and your daughter was involved with a womanizing man similar to Tristan, who Tristan admits. He admits to having multiple women, and just let's hear him.
If I met a boyfriend of one of my daughters somewhere in the future in 16, 17 years, and he was like me, I would just say, look, don't make her cry. As long as she's the main, as long as she's your main chick and she's your real girlfriend, and you're not, and you haven't got some other main chick behind her back and she's just something on the side, I'd be more than happy for my daughter to date someone like me. In fact, I'd fucking prefer it.
Think about that, okay? Why is this significant? Because it means that Tristan guy, at least, seems to have really believed his own BS. And what I mean by this is, if you were an honest person, I don't think he would be saying that about his daughter. If you're an honest person, you wouldn't want your daughter to be, even if it's the main piece of a man who's out of control, no self-control, out there with multiple women. So that's what that means. That's what it means. When you're out there with multiple women like that, looking for that, you're out of control, okay? And it shows me that he thinks he's smarter than Satan. He really believes his own fumes. He thinks, you know what, I'm such a good guy. I'd be okay with my daughter doing that. He's putting that out there. And he thinks he's smarter than Satan. I know a lot of people who think they're real smart and they could play with Satan. I used to know, I had a friend, I wouldn't call him a friend. No, he's not a friend, but some guy, and he was telling me this story. He's talking about, oh, I love Jesse. I'm down. I'm going to be an alpha male. And then he texts me about meeting up with his ex, and it's a whole mess. And he's like, oh, I'm such an alpha, though. I'm just going to shower with her naked, but I'm not going to do anything because I'm strong. I'm going to be steel. I'm going to stop myself. That's playing with Satan. I think that's playing a game with Satan and thinking you're smarter than him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm seeing this unfold. That side of the Tates, of what they're putting out, of the role modeling they're putting out. And I'm also seeing the ignoring of definitions and terms, right? So we'll get into that. I saw Owen Benjamin calling him a literal rapist and sexual sadist. He might be a sexual sadist, to be fair. To be fair, from what we're seeing, but he's a literal rapist, and pointing to, this story here, because this is not the first time that Andrew Tate has faced this. Okay, in 2015, he was also charged, or at least accused of rape, and that became a legal thing, which he was not charged for. But it was a woman who came forth with text and voice notes saying, I'll just read it. In a voice note published by the outlet, a man identified as Tate asked, "Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I effing loved how much you hated it. It turned me on. Why am I like that?" The woman, identified only as Amelia, approached police in Bedfordshire, England, 6 months after the alleged 2013 rape to file a complaint. Providing authorities with the text and voice notes, Tate was arrested in 2015, but prosecutors declined to bring charges, with Amelia recalling to Vice that an officer had told her an ounce of doubt in the case had scuttled it. And this is a known thing, that there are women out there, just like men, who are into that, okay? They're into that. That's good sex to them, right? That danger, rape, fantasy. They call it a rape fantasy. Let's be real. Let's be real. That's what they call it, okay? So, I'm seeing people ignoring definitions, going with confirmation bias, just ready to call someone something that they don't know. They don't really know that they are. And so I'm seeing all that, okay? And he could very well be someone who deserves to be in jail for organized crime, for rape, and for sexual trafficking, okay? Very well be, right? It's looking like it. So criminal lawyers calling it sex trafficking, literal rape, blah, blah, blah. The whole world is messed. There's nothing just about the world. So it's like when someone is really raping and trafficking, will they get the just punishment? What do words mean? What do words mean? Ultimately, and I'm going to get to your call here. Ultimately, what I saw in Tate, let's be real here. He runs this webcam service. He's out here saying, I'm going to make you a real man. But he makes his money. He's made his money, a lot of it, from the weak man he's supposed to be turning into real men. He's made all that. He's made a whole bunch of money from the weak men, right? That's where he's getting all his money from. So, check this little clip out. I want to get into this. And caller, I will get to you. Just hold on.
Start.
Check this video.
And maybe this is a bit bad. Here's where the famoose would start. So it'd be good. Like, I had a lot of girls who worked for me, and the best was like the Ukrainians or the Russians. It was amazing because they'd get some guy, fall in love, they'd arrange the day to meet, all this shit. I need a visa. Okay, get a visa. I need money for a visa. Okay, how much is a visa? It's $900. No, but it's not $900 because I went to the embassy. They think I'm a risk, and I need a return flight there and back, and I need a hotel, and I need to have spending money in my bank account. They won't let me come. Or how much you need? All right, 10 grand. Boom, it's 10 G's. Boom, bang, thanks. Wow. Go to the embassy, take a picture outside the embassy, boom, come back. They rejected my visa. They said we have to wait 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, they'll give it to me. Okay, baby, boom. 2 more weeks of tips. Boom, 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 boom. Because now he thinks he's going to fuck, right? He thinks he get the girls. Now he's spending more than ever. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. 2 weeks come. Some other problem. Whether it's visa, whatever. We make up some bullshit, right?
All these OnlyFans chicks can learn from you, man.
Oh, man,
no,
bro,
but you know, like a free
people watch
free OnlyFans tutorial.
Yeah,
here
people would say, why did those girls work for you? Because the girls would work for me, and at 50%, because it was 50-50, would make millions per month. If they worked for themselves, they'd make fucking nothing. I was the best in the fucking game. What? Me, and I had a whole team of staff.
Yeah,
the girl would only work 6 or 7 hours a day online.
So how did it end?
Bro, the story's just begun.
Oh,
you want me to tell you? I can shut up if you want.
Wait, you could have double dipped and started a coaching to coach these guys too, right?
I could have, but fuck, I'll give it all for free because I'm rich already. But so the girl would be online for 6 or 7 hours, but then when she logged off, was sleeping or whatever, on her WhatsApp, I'd have staff. She was online 24 hours a day. Her WhatsApp, her this. She was famoosing when she was asleep. We were bringing in money from the fucking sky. We were promising all these meetings, all these pictures outside of embassies, all this shit. Eventually, the girl, what she would do is she'd say, oh, I don't want to go embassy. She'd give a really lame excuse to try and provoke the man to get angry. So she'd say, the embassy want me to come back, but I have a headache. That was the one we'd use. He'd be like, I just sent you $1 million. You promised you were going to come. You said you had to delay. Now you're saying you have a fucking headache and you won't go to your appointment to make him mad on purpose, because that would annoy any man. And then that's what we needed. We needed a little trigger. And we go, why are you being aggressive? I'm not being aggressive, but you're not serious, da-da-da. And then we'd say, but you know what? I really like you, and I'm flying to the other side of the world by myself, and now you're being aggressive, and now I'm intimidated. And we'd flip it on him, saying, well, now you're being scary. No, I'm not being scary, but you know, it's your appointment. You're supposed to go, yeah, but I feel sick, and you don't even care. Female bullshit. Female bullshit. And flip it on him. Flip it on him. And he'd get fucking furious, because we were really good at
playing
fucking...
both sides.
Poking him to the point where you go like, you're a fucking scammer, you fucking scam me, get really mad. I can't believe you think I was a scammer. I was gonna come, I went to the embassy, you're a fucking liar, every man in my life has only lied to me, I thought you were different, da-da-da. Big beef, big argument.
Yep.
Big argument. But here's the thing. The guy would get pissed off, right, and leave, stop tipping her, stop coming to her. But for these men, that's the only chick in the world, the only hot chick in the world who talks to him. Maybe it takes a week, maybe it takes 2 weeks, maybe it takes 3 weeks. He's in bed at night, alone, jerking off, looking at her old videos and pictures, watching her stream again from another account so she can't see it's him, sitting there going, maybe she was going to come. Maybe I just got too mad when she had a headache. Maybe I should have been a little bit more patient and she would have been my girlfriend. And 100% of the time, in less than 3 months, with an apology, a brand new pile of money, and the cycle would repeat. We fucking killed the game. Millions of dollars a week. And it was...
Okay. So, you want to be a real man. Tate doesn't have the answer, okay? He doesn't have the answer. He's made all this money off of these people. He doesn't have... That's not love. Oh, take the sinner's money. Yeah, but there's a limit, okay? I think there's a limit here. He's like, let me create real men by also destroying men and making them angry. And what I don't want this to be missed either is that I feel like figures like Andrew Tate, they get used to, well, it's not they get used this way. It just, this is how it always goes. People ignore all the parties because all parties have this part to play in this. The men have they're a guilty party. The women are a guilty party. They're not these little lambs, okay? They're saying women, there's little defenseless lambs, like they didn't willingly go to Romania. And that's my point about sex trafficking and words and definitions. It's like, did you willingly go? It sounded like they will. Like, do they have is there men with guns and they went and you're coming with me to Romania. Now sit there and do the webcam and smile, or you know what I mean? Definitions matter, all that. And it's real easy to like look at Tate and be like, look at this ass. This perv, blah blah blah, and ignore all the other guilty parties because they all have a part to play, and it's their own fault, not Andrew Tate's fault that they did that. It's the man's, it's that woman, all that. But anyways, back to Tate though, he doesn't have the answer. Okay, he doesn't have the answer. So in conclusion, I guess I'm not saying he's good or bad. I'm just saying the punishment should fit the crime in a just world. Lots of kids were role modeling him, I hear, and they shouldn't. And not because he's particularly bad. He's not like particularly specially bad. All those men watching that stuff are as bad as him, in my opinion. You see what I'm saying? Anybody at home, you going home and watching some of that, you know, some porn or you're dating someone and you coax them into having sex over time even. That's sexual manipulation. You didn't marry her. So lots of kids role modeling him. They shouldn't. Not because he's particularly bad, but because all false idols are just that. They're false. They're not the real thing. And you want the real thing. Only the real thing works. And I understand that a lot of people wanted to defend him because Tate represents all the people censored and men who believe they can really ultimately change and be better, albeit misguided. And I get it. It's like a lot of people were gung-ho because like we got someone saying it like it is and he's not a simp. But we can't lose the plot here. We can't lose the plot here because we already have a top G. All right? We already have a top G and he sent his son. Yeah, let's go. Like I said, we already have a top G and he sent his son. So that's it on that. Andrew Tate there. It's like we're looking for the real thing here. We're looking for the real thing. And didn't Christ like give up his life? You know, idol worship, strength. I I don't think Christ was all into money and all that. It's like you can make money and all that, but what are you about? What are you really about? Are you about making real men or not? Are you really about that? Are you really about manhood or not? Or are you about getting your D wet? Are you pro family or pro getting your D wet? Like, what are you? Because they're not the same. They're not the same. And you know, that's that. You know what? There's a little bit of a subtake on this, though. There's a little bit of a subtake on this because, in a sense, we should also be thankful to Andrew Tate. There's actually something to be, we should be a little bit thankful. And what I mean by that is the world is changing quite fast, okay? Even in my lifetime, things are changing so fast. And if you're not paying attention, it's towards a certain direction. And we're returning to a world of monsters, a world of prey and predator. Everyone's either the prey or the predator. A world where someone like Tate is king. And maybe that's too far. Tate is king. But you know what I mean? In some ways, we should be grateful for the blueprint. Okay? Because Tate is giving us invaluable info for the coming serpent, disgusting world that's coming. It's going to get so nasty. But I tell you, though, you can't be tainted. But you can't be helpless. You know what I mean? Be ye like serpents. You feel me? Put a little Bible thumping in there. Some people see my opportunism as evil, okay? I do a little bit of side business stuff. I saw when the PS5s, they got expensive. I got bots, and I started buying it up. They're like, you're just exacerbating it. Look, the world is an angry place. Like Trump said, it's an angry place, okay? And you can't be helpless. You can't be tainted. I mean, you're already tainted, okay? The heart is wicked, but you're following me here? Are you following me here? In a weird, almost like subtake, kind of like in between the lines, you can almost be thankful because of this invaluable info, okay? At one show I said, you want to be in a relationship, in a modern relationship, be a cheater, okay? I saw this video, and there's this woman in this panel, and she was all like, if I'm dating someone and he's not cheating, I'm going to think, what's wrong with him? Like, why don't women want him? So you want to be in a modern relationship and be a total alpha? You want to be a Tate? Be a cheater. Be a liar. Okay? Women are starting to see strength in what's more barbaric. Okay? In those ways of living, not realizing the influence they themselves had on them, on those men, to bring about this angry world. So it's kind of a wild thing that's happening. The world changing and the serpent world coming. But ultimately, like I was saying, we want the real thing, okay? We want the real thing. What are you about, Tate? What are you about? Are you about bringing men back? Are you about God? He talks about God. He's like, God helps me. He's talking about being a Muslim or whatever. I don't care. The point is, he's talking about God loves me. God is helping me. What are you about? Are you really about God and truth and men and bringing manhood? Because that's not manhood. I got a caller here on hold. Been waiting here for a while. Your name? Where are you calling from?
Slam Free Poetry, North Carolina.
Hey, man. You already called me today. Take care. So, yeah, someone else could call me. So, yeah, that's what's up on that. It's a one call a day, y'all. One call a day. Christ said we have to give. No, I don't want to do all that. That's kind of some Bible thumping at this point. Okay. You can call in 7605-153-855. We got this little clippy here. And it's kind of a good segue from this Andrew Tate stuff. We got this Andrew Tate stuff we're going to get into. Well, let's segue into this clip here, okay? Check this out. Because I saw this clippy here. We got a clip on deck. And it's kind of related to what we're talking about. Okay, here it is. Bingo bango. Check this out. We got some old footage of hippies. Hippies, okay? This was posted on Twitter. We got hippies on deck. Oh, we got a call. caller, your
Drew.
Hey, caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Somewhere in the United States.
Right on. What's your name?
Drew.
Hey, Drew. Are you on speakerphone or headset? It's hard. You're sounding real echoey. Help us out here.
No speakerphone, no headset.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead. What do you want to talk about?
So, your take on Top G.
Yes.
Very accurate. Commendable job in
Thank you, sir.
properly assessing that particular case study. A couple things that I would like to bring up with Andrew Tate.
Okay, yeah, please go ahead. This is a good segue into the next thing.
So first and foremost, his father was a CIA agent, chess player.
Really?
I'm sure. Yeah, he was CIA agent. One of the fastest, most competent language learners and translators that the CIA had as an asset at the time.
What's up with?
Played chess. Go ahead.
What's up with all? I feel like there's a lot of people with CIA parents in the news, but go ahead.
Well, that's not by accident. I'll tell you that much. And his dad is also a chess player on a poetic level, and so with Andrew, his dad would groom him for the real world, I guess in accordance to how he saw life, and how each movement that you made would have to be one that was predicated on winning at the so-called chessboard of life. And so when it comes to, for me, because I was recently introduced to Andrew Tate, and when it comes to understanding him, just from what I've seen and what I've read about him and the life he's lived, he reminds me of the kind of individual who, grows up in a divorced setting, who is constantly in search of what it means to be a man, what it means to truly be connected. And so his end game is to climb the pinnacle of influence and power. But
I think he says that openly.
Exactly. He says it. But the thing is, we all know that that's not the real pinnacle. That's not the real end game. It's like the hill that's juxtaposed to the actual mountain that all Christians ascend up in terms of reaching God. That's an allusion to like Mount Sinai and all these other, the Mountain of Transfiguration, all these other biblical themes.
Wow.
But
I don't know much about that. But go ahead.
Yeah, well, I little Bible thumping on a Friday.
No worries,
But
man.
one thing about him that I think is a telltale sign about who he is and what he stands for is his stance on Christians. Now, I don't know if you've heard him say this, but he openly criticized Christians, and his justification for criticizing them was whenever somebody makes fun of Jesus, the Christians don't fight back or don't do anything in a manner that the Muslims would, for example. So in the UK, there were incidents where somebody would draw an illustration of Muhammad, and there was a case where I think a teacher or somebody got murdered for that. And so a guy like Andrew Tate looks at that and says, well, that's what a religion should be like. People should fear your prophets. People should fear your messiahs. They shouldn't want to make any sort of characterization or caricature or any kind of mockery of them. And so I'm going to be a Muslim, which makes sense to me because he doesn't know how God actually works. He's not a spiritual man. He's a very carnally minded man, which is demonstrated not only through the life he's lived, but also through how he's made his money and how he goes about viewing the world. Because in the Bible, it says that like God says himself, vengeance is mine, so don't attack anybody. Don't try to seek revenge against your enemy. Pray for your enemy and let me handle things. Because God knows, and we all know as Christians, that whenever you work against God, and Jesse says this all the time, you are literally working for the devil. And the devil's never going to let you get away with doing anything that you do on his behalf. So it doesn't matter how many Bugattis you have. It doesn't matter how many McLarens you drive. Oh, you're going to pay in the end.
Yeah, man. You're reminding me too of like, I hear like the white pagans too. They say the same thing. They see the Christians are so weak They're so weak they don't do anything. They've let their country become all full of immigrants and blah, 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 that they turn on Christianity and all that. They say the same thing, not realizing that they're turning on a false Christianity, something that was
true.
Never Christian to begin with. That's why it's weak.
Exactly. And so one thing that's really funny to me, too, is the fact that nobody knows what Jesus actually looks like outside of the people who were rarely there. And so if you actually knew that, you would look at all the characterizations of Jesus, all the depictions, and you would know that they're false images. Like Jesse even had the biblical question?
Yeah.
Like, all people are idol worshipers, and it's the exact same thing. Like people will attribute the actual truth of Jesus to some Italian painting and say, oh, well, this must be what Jesus is. And they'll worship that thing as if it's Jesus. And people like Andrew Tate will go along with that and assume that this is what Jesus is. And because the Christians don't stand up for that image, not knowing that the Christians know that's not the real image of Christ, he'll assume that the Christians are weak as a result of that. And that's just a demonstration of his own blindness. But when it goes to, and that's just on a spiritual basis, but when looking at how he made his money, it's exactly as you said. The entire thing is rooted in hypocrisy. And one thing that I realized,
it's like, what are you about?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
One thing I realized about him and his brother is they operate within this incredible psychosis. And when I say psychosis, I mean when you look at the reasoning and rationales for everything, it's in order to protect the ego from being attacked. I remember when somebody was asking him about the cars he drives and things of that nature, and the way he justified that was he said, if somebody at a gas station pulls up with a McLaren 720 or whatever car, you automatically look at that person and you don't think, oh, he went to school and he worked hard and he got this car. He was a drug dealer or whatever the case is. And I know from experience that that's an incorrect assumption, because I used to work at, a variety of different places where people who had those cars were literally MBAs, graduates from this school, that school, who started businesses, worked hard, and made money and went out and bought what they wanted. But because he himself didn't go to school, he uses that I would say that assumption or that viewpoint in order to protect him from all the people who actually did go to school and understand those ways of manipulating the financial market to make money. But I will say one thing that I kind of get from him that is somewhat valuable to people is he's really good at leveraging different geopolitical laws and sanctions against one another. And so the whole thing of him living in Romania, that's a strategic point where he understands how the laws work in the United States, how they work in Britain, so on and so forth. And so in order to protect his assets, he leverages the geopolitical settings, the laws against one country to another, the deliberative due process that it requires in order to get certain access, get certain documents, and even in order to indict him on anything in his favor. And so I would say if you're going to be somebody who does accumulate wealth and wants to protect your wealth, that's essentially the game that a lot of these 1%ers are playing. And so
interesting, man. All very quite fascinating.
Yeah.
All quite fascinating. One last thing here. It's like Andrew Tate. Okay, how to do this, how to make money, how to get girls, how to do. Maybe he has some valuable info on how to do these physical things, right? But I'm here wondering, if you took that all away, who would he be? And I don't know, right? Because I don't know his heart and all that. But if you showed me two men, one man with all the girls and money and everything, and he's like, I'm the big man. No one can bring me down. And then I saw another man beside him who had nothing. He's lost everything, etc. And he also says, I'm nothing can bring me down. Who would I believe more? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't think life is about what you can acquire, but what can you let go. I think
I agree.
I'm discovering and truly coming to realize that it's about what can you let go.
Yeah, God says we should not, or Jesus rather said we should not store up riches for ourselves on earth, but in heaven. I agree, but
I'm not saying don't go out and make your money. Go out and get the bag.
Yeah, there you go. Right. But man, great conversation.
Yeah, man, Drew, you've called my show before, man. Thank you. Thanks again.
Yep.
Moving the wheels. Great call there. Moving the wheels. Thank you, sir. Okay, I want to get into this hippie thing. Do I have to do some does Daddy got to come into chat here and deal with something here? Nah, you guys got it, right? Just chill. Maybe I got to do some weeding. Look, I want to get into this. Okay, how should I do this? Glass delusion. No. Let's do the hippie thing because it was a good segue. Check this out. Little hippie clip. Post it on Twitter. Let's watch it. Roll that beautiful beam footage. Oh, sorry, y'all. That might be super loud. Dun, 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 dun.
Call from.
Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Man, you know this Art too smart from Ohio, man. What you doing?
Dang.
Hey.
Oh, dang. What's up, Art? Welcome.
Hey, man, I think this.
We'll do Art before we do this. Go ahead.
I think that's awfully funny about that happening to the Andrew Tate dude, man. Out of nowhere, how that happened. I just find it funny, man.
Okay, yeah. What about it?
And first thing first is that dude, the one dude, the lawyer dude. You know he got some alpha genes on him or something because you seen them 2 rifles he had in his office or whatnot.
He's got an old school vibe to him. I kind of like him.
Is he an American?
I don't know. I think so. Bruce Rivers. He got a little emotional talking about Andrew Tate in a certain point, which but it's no big. He's a bit of a G.
Yeah, you said he did. What was he doing about his voice started cracking and stuff? He started.
What it was is that he in this video and he was talking about Tate and he's like, I'm gonna give you the most unbiased take ever, and then he starts going in on Tate on I don't know, only guys who have this or that issue talk like that, but I don't know. Bruce Rivers might not even be incorrect about that. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Them rifles in the background, he looked like a good American patriot or whatnot with them rifles back there. He better alpha up and stop acting like he about to start whining.
I mean, when you're if you're a criminal lawyer, doesn't that mean you're defending the so-called criminals? That's got to take some. Yeah. That's got to take some guts at least. Yeah. You know, I don't know if it's sleazy or not. I don't want to assume those kind of things, but it definitely takes guts. But anyways, you were saying? Well, you were saying it's funny about Tate. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, all out of nowhere and whatnot. Allegedly, he was saying something about that ambassador lady or whatnot, and then that happened. But see, I don't really follow him too much or know too much about him. But it just seems so funny that you listen to certain people like him or whatnot. I don't heard him talk a couple times, and how he's gonna talk about like the stuff that's going on with the men, and he just how he some of the stuff he got a logical mindset. You know what I mean?
Tate
and the
does.
Liberals and Tate does.
Yeah.
The liberals and the betas, they don't have that liberal mindset. So you got a lot of people in your chatter with. Now they're like, what is he talking about? Can he break it down? Yeah, I'm trying to break it down right now. Betas don't have no logical mindset. They only go off of feelings and what they think and not what the facts are. The alphas, we go off of logic. We cut the feelings out.
No confirmation bias.
Yeah. He don't.
I'm done with. Anyways. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can listen to how they talk or whatnot. Holding a conversation, how me and you talking. We not cutting each other off. We don't over talk. I don't see him on a couple shows, and you can tell he's an alpha. And society is going against alphas right now because the attack is on strong, logical men. If you break us down, then the rest of society and betas they gonna fold. They're not a fighting class. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So of course anybody with a logical brain or whatnot could see that's what's going on or whatnot. But
he definitely rubbed people the wrong way, and people like Andrew Tate, they are a what's it called? What's that stick that finds water? A divination rod? What am I talking about? They reveal people. Okay, if you get all angry at Tate, he's revealing who you are. But what do you think about what I was talking about? Him really like, do you see Tate as having the answer to manhood?
I think he has some of the parts of whatnot. I'm not going to agree with him on everything, but some of the stuff that I have heard him say or whatnot, it sounds right. Sounds about right or whatnot. What he say about his, like, okay, prime example. He said, as long as you don't make my daughter cry, man, I kind of disagree with him on that. If me, as long as my daughter come back breathing, or as long as my daughter ain't being abused or whatnot, or ain't nobody putting their hands on her or whatnot, I'm fine. You know, my daughter ain't putting her hands on you. You ain't putting your hands on my daughter. Oh, well, if she cry. Who cares if she cry? A female gonna cry if you look at her wrong or whatnot. If you disagree with her one time out of agreeing with her 100 times, a female gonna cry. So that's what I might disagree with him about or whatnot. But, you know, I don't really think that I might agree with him on everything. I would have to hear a lot more of what he's saying before I could say that I agree with him 90%. I ain't really been following the know, but I just
personally, if I may jump in, I think when he's right about certain things about, I guess, talking to women or this or that, when he's correct on those things, it's because it's like, the way I see it is like, men and people in general are missing so many basic things that when you tell them a basic thing, it's like what? It's like the truth. It's like when you tell them, okay, you know, don't be too into a girl. They're like, oh my God, that's the truth. But it's like, that's just like a normal thing that like men just knew, you know what I mean? So it's like I don't know, I'm trying to think of another example, but you know, something akin to like making your bed. It's like, yeah, that's simple. So you should already know this. So when someone gives it to you, it's like, wow, you know, I've been missing this. But you're missing it. But the thing is, you're not missing how to talk to girls. That's not what you're missing. You're missing a little something deeper.
He said when he say don't get too much into girls.
Right, like not be so into the woman because that turns off women. Something simple like that.
Okay. And of course, a liberal beta female, she would get mad at that. Because she wants you to be all into her. She wants you to be. That's interesting. Yeah. She wants you to be all into her, whatnot, and as they would say, I want to be fall in love. I want somebody to be crazy in love until they get what's dude's name? Ted Bundy or something. And he starts trying to chop her up and put her tuck her off in the woods. Then everybody feeling sorry, but you wanted somebody to crazy in love over you, whatnot. So
Andrew Tate is one hoop and a holler away from being Jeffrey Dahmer or whoever you said.
Yeah, well, you know the liberal female will want you to be crazy in love with her because that's a beta that's gonna fall for that because she wants you to come live with her. She want to play mama. She wants you to sit down and watch Tyler Perry movies with her. She wants you to she want to go out and work while you in the house washing dishes and Mr. cleaning the toilets and Swiffering the floor in the kitchen. You see what I'm saying? So she don't want no dude like Andrew Tate saying what he's saying because that pulls him away from being a liberal. You know what I mean?
I'm following you.
Let alone a liberal female gonna be like, if you a beta, she gonna be like, let me get your credit card so I can go get this new purse. When somebody like me, an alpha or a conservative, I'm gonna be like, honey, we don't need no new purses or whatnot. We got this little one car. You take and drop me off to work. You take the car or whatnot and you go to work or whatnot. We need to be saving up money. A liberal female don't want to hear that. She wants to go get the new BMW, and you can drive a Toyota Prius or whatnot while she's driving the BMW when she putting y'all in the hole. You see them, but she don't want to hear that because.
And ultimately, besides putting you in a hole financially, ultimately it's you're either going one direction or the other. Are you letting her go deeper into ego? And by association, you as well, or are you gonna get out of it and bring her out of her ego with you? And that's all an inner thing. Why is she so into this and so into that?
Yeah.
So what are you about? Are you about, God and overcoming these things, or are you gonna do it more? Give in to the ego.
You know, it's crazy you just sit there. I'm glad you just said that. And that's the problem with the Christians nowadays. Dude was saying something about that's the problem with Christians or whatnot. They let everybody disrespect their religion because the Christians are being ran by liberal females. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
So really, you have a person like, let's use my mom for example, she's promises and swears up and down she's a Christian, but I guarantee you she supports abortion. She watches Tyler Perry, which I told her the other day. How are you a Christian and you watching a man run around here in a dress when it said the Bible says a man shouldn't be wearing no dress?
No Christians watching Tyler Perry.
Yeah. Christians watching alleged Christians watching Tyler Perry, let alone
if you're watching Tyler Perry, you're not a Christian. You heard it here first, folks. Art from Ohio.
Yeah, let alone I'm in the car with her the other day, and she listened to some rap song or whatnot where dude remixed the Tupac song or whatnot, and it's a gay song, and I'm like, Mom, I don't want to, and I'm in the car with you. I don't want to hear dude rapping about I just got out of jail and dude was in jail touching my butt, and I'm sitting in the car like, as a man, I'm offended because I don't want to hear no man talking about no gay stuff. You know what I mean? So
that's funny. I feel like that's black too. Like black people are more willing to do that. Like I don't want to hear or see any gay stuff like that. Get that out of my face.
Yeah. So what I'm more so saying, a liberal female, if anybody in their right mind if you know the Bible, it tells you about this stuff that I'm talking about as far as with these liberal females, and it's basically a blueprint of what to and what not to do, and how to how to drive when you drive in a car. You drive this far away from this person because if you don't drive 10 feet away from somebody when it's snowing outside, you're gonna crash into their car if you hit an ice patch. So that's all the Bible is doing. So of course a female's gonna act like she's a Christian or whatnot to play the good girl role, but when you break it down and say that you ain't supposed to be doing this or doing that, she gonna get mad. Just like another prime example is they ain't supposed to be being pastors.
Yeah.
Well, how are you?
More women ministers than ever on the rise. We keep touching on this Christianity Today stats on Jesse Lee Peterson, but it's so true. He calls it the end of the world, really.
Yeah, and when most of these females be in churches or whatnot, all they doing is gossiping and talking. When the Bible tells you you're supposed to study in silence, so they ain't nothing they're doing. They're taking the name, but they're not practicing the laws.
Wow, yeah. So true, man.
So one more thing.
Yeah, please.
I got 3 words for you.
Let's go.
Okay, so I'm trying to lay this out right. I got 3 words for you.
Me too.
Hold up, nah. Hold up.
First, wait, actually, I don't know what you're gonna say. Never mind. I was assuming. Go.
Nah, you good. Nah. So check this out. The feds they just raided my house for the classified documents or whatnot because they said that I had classified documents, top secret documents, and I got 3 words for you, Nick. The documents was locked in my Toyota Prius in the garage. So
this is a product placement commercial.
Yeah. The documents were safe. Couldn't nobody get to the documents. They were safe in my Toyota Prius or whatnot. And the Toyota saves gas and everything. So you can't break the windows in no Toyota Prius allegedly or whatnot.
Wasn't that wild when they said Corvette twice at the White? I thought that was wild. They were like, Corvette. What? No, it was in my Corvette. In your what? In your Corvette. Yeah. I swear, they should have just cut to a commercial.
And RDR baby only like American-made cars. I like a Chevy, a Dodge Ram, a Ford.
Tesla.
If it ain't American-made, I don't like it. Yeah, but I find it awfully funny or whatnot. See, Joe Biden wasn't. I thought allegedly what I'm hearing is vice presidents don't have the option to where they can declassify documentation. So,
no, vice presidents don't, as far as I heard.
So for him having classified documentation, he doesn't fit under Trump. He can't do what Trump did or whatnot. Trump can declassify whatever he wants to declassify because he's a president, not a vice president. Let alone Joe Biden wasn't even.
Yeah,
Joe Biden wasn't. Go ahead.
Joe Biden wasn't even.
He wasn't even in office when he had these documents. So he wasn't even supposed to have them documents anyway. Let alone we already know he's with the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party or whatnot. Why is the Chinese Communist Party financing him an office in Penn University in America? And it's an American-made college or whatnot. Let alone, I'ma speculate if they financing financing that, we're gonna go back to me being in my street days or whatnot, when I was running the streets or whatnot. Tupac style, you can run the streets with your thugs. I'll be waiting for you, my main man Tupac. But back in my days or whatnot, if that's how I would be moving or whatnot. If I'm knowing that I'm doing too much, I'm moving a certain way to keep me from drawing attention, I would have you go here while I'm over there. You see what I'm saying?
Right on, Art.
If I'm Joe Biden and I don't want America to speculate that I'm colluding with Chinese Communist Party, I'm gonna have, so don't nobody see you with me, I'm gonna have you go to an office that you're paying for so you can look over these documents or whatnot in privacy.
It's double standard,
so
man. And it's like the same thing, double standards, back and forth. I mean, how are we supposed to trust anything they're telling us? Like, oh, it was okay, it wasn't okay. It's okay when we do it. It's okay when they don't. So it's like, if you can't see that on its face, it's crazy. But Art, I'm gonna move the wheels on this one, man. Thank you.
I'll catch you later, Gator.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, tell them we still rolling with Trump too.
Oh yeah, yes, you know
sir.
it.
You know it.
Take care. And moving the wheels, Art, thank you very much. That's what I thought he meant by 3 words. He's like, I got 3 words for you. And I'm like, I got 3 words for you. And then I counted in my head, still rolling with Trump. Oh, wait, that's 4 words. All right. Yeah, we got things to handle here. Let's do this first, okay, before we take any more calls or anything. If you are calling in, I'm going to mute this for a second. I'll be back to the calls. We got some first-class super chats to welcome down to first class. I also see Sion in the chat. What's up, Sion? Are you working, girl? Danimal on Streamlabs says, Nick, will there be a C4 and Claymores for baby mamas today? Stay tuned. We got first-class super chat from... Hold on here. Hold on. Oh, we got a call. Lots going on. Caller, hold on. I'll be right with you. Why is this not working? Caller, I'll be right with you. Don't hang up. I got a first-class super chat here from Who's Your Bear. Says, like Hake, I am also a top G, so here's $10. This is some chump change. No, sir. That is all those bucks are very much appreciated. Thank you so much. Come on down. First class is all yours. Hake says, a man is rich in what he can afford to do without. So true. If you're not already sitting in first class, Hake, come on down. Steve Strock, what's up, man? How you doing? First class is yours. Sit in your seat. Big and comfy. Says, Nick on fire right now. Thank you very much. James Lesnevsky says, cooking steak, shrimp, mashed potatoes while rocking to the Nick stream. Thanks for your time, buddy. No, thank you, James. Come on down to first class and take your seat, buddy. Also, Hake, another one says, all sex is sexual exploitation. So true. Nobody wants to take responsibility. You're the one. The woman is involved. Tate was involved. The men watching are involved. You're all sexual exploiters, okay? Lord Bibby42, did I see this one? I don't know if I read it. It says, can't wait for you to go live 5 days a week. Congrats, amigo. Give it up to the ankle baby chat. Thank you, Lord Bibby. Thank you, chat. All of your support is deeply appreciated. You're all patrons of Nick's stream, keeping us in the air, keeping us fueled up. You know what I'm saying? Noah's Arkansas, the magnanimous. Did I tell you you have a first class seat? Please, sir. The seat is all yours. And that's all. Thank you so much for keeping us up in the air, first class super chatters. Okay, we got a call. We got a story. What should we do? I keep meaning to do this, so let's just plow through this. Caller, if you could just be a little patient. Before we get off topic, I guess, we are kind of segueing away from Andrew Tate. We want to watch this hippie video finally. Let us watch it. Make sure the volume's boosted. Bingo, bango, bongo. Let's go.
One of the first questions they'll ask is, what do you do? And so I say, I live. And they say, no, I mean, do you work or what? And I say, no, I just live. And they say, well, you must do something, because their whole orientation is towards job, occupation. This is their whole life. Money.
One of the reasons I started this in the first place was because my parents are both very neurotic. And I realized this because I went to a psychiatrist for 9 years. And at the later stages of analysis, I realized just how neurotic and ill and in a world of illusion my parents were, and I decided that I was going to be the one in my family to stop it. It was going to stop with my generation, that I refused to pass this on to my children.
We're doing the hardest work in the world because we're growing, we're trying to change, and that's a lot harder than staying in the same rut and going along year after year doing the same thing.
Okay, interesting couple things going on here. I trip, therefore I am, says 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎. I can smell this dude through the screen, says Real Mr. Mad. Yeah. So the hippies. Where do you lie? Where do you stand? Are these the criminals of the past that brought about the hell we're living in, or are these just young, white, smart individuals just living their lives? Well, it's kind of at least the person who posted this, Delicious Tacos Twitter account user, as far as I know, I think I know a little bit about this Delicious Tacos account. They're like a right-wing esoteric account weirdo. I don't know about too religious or Christian, but they are like some form of right-wing and conservative. Definitely at least self-proclaimed to a degree. He's saying they were right. He says, derisively, this Delicious Tacos, young people relaxing and shirtless in the sun and playing guitar. Conservatives, this is evil. This destroyed our country. Where do you stand? Are these the hippies that brought about the world we're living in now? Hey, Phil, who's in the chat? Phil Castaneda, the JLP show, today's show was blocked because they didn't like that I used a little clip from Miss Universe or something like that. So, it's currently processing and cutting out. Today's JLP show will be up. Thanks for the patience. So whose fault? Whose side are you on the hippies or not? Well, Delicious Tacos, this right-wing account, I guess. Many agree with him in the comments and all that. Many are agreeing with him. Lol, all three of them are Jews with trust funds. Okay, maybe not everybody's agreeing with him in the comments. Here's my first take on this, though. I'm watching this video, and I see everybody commenting like, oh, the good old days or not. Stop LARPing, okay? Like, you know what the good old days were. Like, stop pretending like you're Jesse Lee Peterson who lived in the good old days, okay? Stop LARPing. Let's be real. Even in biblical times, we had simps, whores, evil mothers, insecure men, and grand conspiracies. All of it. Okay? And I feel like this is another, like, losing the plot moment. Like, okay, they're happy, shirtless, and living their life. No problem with that. That's awesome. But, like, are we right-wing or not? Are we trying to conserve stuff or not? I'm not here trying to say what the good old days were, but that wasn't the sexual revolution during this time? Wasn't it around this time that they continued this decline of God's order in America? Women voting, working, marriage, free love, love everybody. So I'm not saying what the good days were, like we should go back to repeal the 19th. I'm not saying that that's what we should do. I know women that are leaving the boys behind in the dust with the inner work and the spirit and all that. They're leaving the boys in the dust. So I'm not saying what we should do at this point. But the method that this was all obtained, these so-called rights for these hippies, it was through evil means. Female terrorists and males capitulating to women. That's evil. So, and we're seeing the fruits of that today. The breakdown of the family, the breakdown of relationships, birth rates, evil reigns in the home and the country. So what do you guys think? Are these the hippies that brought up these dirty hippies? hedonism. Like, you know what I mean? Wasn't this like the continuation of that? Anyways, little take on that video there. Got a caller here who's been holding very patiently. Your name and where you calling from? Go ahead.
I'm Zeus, and I'm from Florida.
Zeus, what's up, man? Did you call JLP show earlier today?
I did. Yes, I did. That was me.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for calling my show. Welcome.
Definitely. I enjoy the show. Also, got to say, free Top G.
Free Top G, huh? Help me understand.
Here's the thing. People always attack the person, not the message. His message is that men need to be strong. And like the Matrix or the elites or whatever you want to call them, the way they're going to take down society is keeping men weak. The future is women or whatever. That's part of it. They're trying to make men weak, and that's why they kind of push the agenda of woman empowerment and all this stuff. And I think Top G basically speaks on, if you're on a webcam trying to talk to girls and they're taking your money, it's your fault. You're a loser. Go do some push-ups,
Fair enough.
make money, and get a girl. And I think a lot of people look at the webcam stuff. That's how he got rich. But from what I heard, he doesn't do that anymore, or he wasn't doing that recently. And I think, I don't know. I can't speak for the guy, but I just go off what I've heard from him in his messages and what I like. And I like that he tells men to be men again and not be. It's kind of like JLP.
Okay.
Men need to be men. And obviously they're both very different, but
Right.
I feel like that underlying message of men is the way we overcome evil.
Okay. I'm following you, man. Here's the thing. I don't think you're even entirely wrong on certain things, but a lot of people say things, okay? Like, for example, you got Democrats, you got liberals. They say you got to love everyone, okay? Love everyone. Okay. Satan, okay, maybe too deep, too biblical. But the world takes true concepts and even sometimes with good intentions flips them on their head, okay? And I'm not here saying I don't know Andrew Tate's heart. Maybe he's trying to overcome something here. Maybe he's trying to get away from some dark, sordid past here. Maybe he's not doing the webcam stuff like you said. I don't know. But I'm just, on its face, what I'm seeing here, what are you about? Let's say you're like, I'm a man and I want other men to be men. I want to help them, like for real. The real thing. And it's like, okay, I understand what you're saying. Oh, well, if you're going to be a webcam guy, that's your fault. Be like me. Be a man. Get some money. Can you do both at the same time? What do you think about that? Do you see that as a conflict in his messaging to be both? We're assuming a couple of things here, right? That he's totally gung-ho about the webcams and all that. Do you see any conflict in that? In saying, I want men to be men, create greater men in the world, and at the same time be actively contributing, laughing and loving it. Like he was yucking it up when he was talking about how much money he takes from these angry losers.
I think it all comes down to self accountability. Like if you're a guy and you're going out to like OnlyFans and giving these chicks your money, you're an idiot. And I don't want to
Fair
judge,
enough.
but it's like, you know what I mean? If you're gonna give them your money, no one's making you do that. You did that to yourself, and like, I don't know. And that's
fair enough. I 100% agree. What about Tate? So the men, we figured it out. The men that are watching the webcam stuff, they're weak. They got to figure it out. They should maybe even take Tate's advice or something like that. Whatever. Okay, fine. What about Tate?
I think I like that he speaks his mind and he says stuff like against the Matrix. Like one of the things they were saying is he was attacking the whole climate change thing, and he was kind of attacking Greta, and then that's when they went after him. And
Totally.
I feel like that's part of the
I love it.
part of the reason they're going after him is because he's speaking these truths, and they want to keep people quiet that speaks the truth. And
I love
one
it.
thing that if you watch some of the podcasts he's been on, he says they attack you three ways. One, they cancel you. Two, they put you in jail for false reasons. And then three, they kill you. And like, let's look at someone else who kind of speaks his mind. Donald Trump. What do? They canceled him. Step one.
Okay.
Step two. What are they trying to do? They're trying to put him in jail for whatever. You know what I mean? Like January 6th stuff or whatever. The leaked classified documents or whatever stuff they're trying to get him on. So it just seems like they do have a method where
I'm with you, man.
If they don't like you or you speak truth, they go after you in these methods.
I'm with you, man, and when
He's
on
just
those
that.
things are happening to these men who are being attacked, and those things are happening. But I'm also with what you said earlier. I'm totally with you. You said they go after the man and not the ideas and what they're saying, right? They don't go after what they're saying. So I'm with you on that, man. And that's why I'm thinking when I hear things like Andrew Tate publicly admitting on his website, on podcasts and all that, talking about how he boasts about bringing more than 60 women into this webcam business, into the sex business, that women who had never been in the sex industry in that way or in any way before, he would date them, he would get them into him, and he would convince them to do this. Of course, those women are guilty for their own thing. Absolutely. Nobody put a gun to your head, unless maybe that happened. That's what they're trying to prove. But, they didn't put a gun to your head, lady. Okay, you came to Romania and you wanted to do this. So they have their own guilt. I'm talking about Tate right now. He publicly boasts about it. He boasts how these women never were going to do that. They were never in that industry. Now they're forever changed. Forever. They're in that. They put out their whole body and all that on the internet, man. Like, they're in the sex industry. Like, I say forever changed, but I think you can overcome anything. But are you following me here? What do you think about that? Like, I'm just taking what he's saying, right? I'm not trying to judge the man. I'm not trying to go way too far and go into what the media is telling me. He said that himself. I'm pro-family. I'm pro-God. I'm not pro all that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he probably shouldn't have bragged as much as he did about it. And,
that's for sure.
I'm not sure. I think there's a verse in the Bible: pride comes before a fall. So if
True.
He does fall, his pride got him. But I think if he gets convicted, it's going to be for tax evasion. It's not going to be for human trafficking. It's not going to be for any of that other stuff. I think they're just throwing as much stuff as they can to make him look guilty. And I think if anything does get him, it'll be that tax evasion stuff.
And one thing sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
And one thing I think maybe we can agree on is it's not a just world. Okay, so all these people who are like, you disgusting Andrew Tate misogynist person are, in many cases guilty themselves of equally evil things and all those. You know what I mean? So it's not a just world we're living in.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's not. And the thing about it is, like, they're trying to get him for this human trafficking stuff. And if you look at, like, all the stuff that happened with Epstein and like, that list and all that stuff, like, nothing's come from that. And it's just, to me, I think it's you're right. It's not a just world. The people who are actually guilty of that stuff, they're not even going after them. Whereas Tate, they're just trying to get him for his message, in my opinion.
Interesting, man. Well, thanks for your call, man. Zeus, a pleasure.
Definitely. Thank you, Nick.
Call me again, man.
Have a good one.
Moving the wheels. Moving those wheels. Okay. Great stuff here. Plenty of good calls. 5:30? What is going on? We still got to do VR. We still got, like... Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Oh, God. The plane is off course big time. No worries, passengers. First class, blah blah blah. Hey, nothing to worry about that. Your captain's got it under control. We are quite off course though. So, let me get into this. Let me see what the chat is saying. This isn't a family show. Okay. Let's do this. We're going to take a little break. Get the plane situated. Get the next thing ready. Get the VR headset, okay? Do a little of this. Do a little bit of that. What are you saying? What is this person saying? Mods. Someone talking mess in the chat. Okay. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, passengers. We're going to be right back. We're going to take a little breaky. What we're going to do is we got some stuff to get in order. So, I know you will. Wait patiently. Thank you. We'll be right back. All right, y'all, coming in for our final approach here, Fort Lauderdale. Thank you so much for joining Nickstream. We got more show ahead and VR. We got some stuff to do. No, everybody relax, but we got to land the plane. You know how it goes. So let's vibe out a little bit. How's everybody doing? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Make sure I'm still flying here. Okay, and we're flying. Yes, final approach, as you know, Nickstream. That's how it goes. We got maybe a topic or two to do when we land. I don't want to miss it. I did say I had a show for you and a half. Like I said, coming in for our final approach, runway 10 left here at Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood International Airport in Florida. The skies at night are sure bright. Oh, wait, my landing gear is down way too early. Flaps down. Beautiful stuff.
Landing gear.
Uh-oh. Landing gear. You guys hear the plane? Oh, let me turn that on. What the? Deactivate. Sorry, y'all. Nick's Twitter. Thank you, Hake. Hey, Rach. What's up, Rachel? How you doing? Welcome to Nickstream. We're about to land. Landing gear. Yes, sir. This one was lots. This one was. It was for a bit there. Full manual now, though. No, it looks like it. Gray Bulls of Fire. It looks like it, but. See, the assisted wouldn't let me do this. I'm off center. All right, y'all. See, this is bad. This is bad. We landed, though. Let's go. We're a quote-unquote landing. Yes. Okay, Ivana Spencer, relax. You don't gotta be doing that. Yes. Glizzy Gang, what's up, y'all? Hope you enjoyed your little Nickstream flight. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed the calls coming in hot. Whew. It's always a little hot on Nickstream, but we fun. We doing our thing. Okay. Let me turn my camera on. Chat. What are you doing? This airline is funny. Thank you, Justin Henderson. I hope you enjoyed your little Nickstream flight, okay? I know I sure did. Like I always say. And that show's not over, so you don't need to leave. We got a little bit more show to do. But I am quite grateful, as always, Nickstream. You have so many options, so many different airlines you can fly, and yet you keep choosing Nickstream. So we here at Nickstream do appreciate your continued patronage. Got a little texty. Like I said, we got more show, so stay tuned. Beautiful. Hey, Rachel, what's up? Nice to see you in chat. Anyway, so that was Nick's stream. Such a pleasure. Thank you so much. If you're trying to get off and get your connecting flight and all that, you know, go talk to someone about that. If you're chilling with us, though, we got some glizzy ganging to do. Next time, fly to Russia. If we land, then play Tarkov. Okay, depressed toilet. We might do a little bit of that one day. Nick's stream, the only way to fly. Okay, should we do VR? People were requesting it. Let's do a little bit. Good stuff. All right, y'all. Now, I don't want to leave these topics behind, though. Let me plow through this maybe a little bit. No need to plow through this. No need. We really did most of the show already. We really, really did. So here's what we're gonna do. Give me a few minutes. Virtual glizzy. Okay, give me a few minutes. Let me get the headset. It's gonna be a mess. We don't know what's gonna happen in VR, as we usually don't. Here's some glizzy news. Here's some glizzy action news for you.
Enough is enough.
Here's some glizzy news to get you started. Man spotted outside of Costco protesting the real protest. You know, the real fight. Check it out.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Right on, gang. Right on, gang. Keep hot dogs $1.50. I'm sick of this crazy world. If there's one thing I can't stand, you know, take away my ability to cut my buying power in half, make it hard to buy homes, poison me, you know, health-wise, feed me misinformation. But one thing I won't stand for is my $1.50 hot dogs at Costco. I'm with you, man.
Enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
All right, King. Little glizzy news there to get your feet wet with the glizzy that's come out. Wait, hold on. All right, let me see where my headset is, and let's see what's up. Let me see what the chat's saying though, real quick. Oh, who's your bear, man? Thank you so much. Let me read that. It says, thanks for the great stream. I'm heading out. Peace. Thank you, sir. Take care. Evgeny Crosby says, working during Nick's stream is beta, but I gotta go get some alpha jerky, sir. Evgeny Crosby, thank you so much. Nugget Man says, as usual, late first class ticket. Thank you for joining. All right. Great stuff. And Nugget Man, thank you. Always appreciated. Always appreciated. All the amounts. The real flight. Beautiful, beautiful. I feel like there was a chat I wanted to read real quick. Monday to Friday, Nick's stream going to be lit. Thank you, Nugget Man. Can you do the VR without the helmet? Should I do it like that? Yeah, that might work. But I need to do the strap test on people. Yeah. Tarkov is on a fresh wipe. Dang. That kind of gaming, that kind of like shooting gaming, like, I don't know, that's like we're gaming if we do that. I feel like I should leave that for another time. Or maybe like a late Friday or like a Saturday kind of thing. But if you guys want to see that, I'm down. Tarkov is dope. I think I saw Sam Hyde and Nick Rochefort streaming Tarkov. It was pretty dope. They're like talking about houses, the housing market, and some Tarkov. I mean, some great content. Okay, I think that's what's up with the chat. I don't know if Sion, you're saying bye, but thank you, girl. You've been working hard. Always working on Nick's stream. Gonna have to find a way to tip you. These fine people should be tipping you. Sion, do you tip? I don't tip the flight attendant. I hear that's something you used to do. Tipping your stewardess on the plane. Is that something you're supposed to do? I would totally do it if I was like balling in first class. I'd be like, oh yes, miss. Oh yeah, thank you. And this is for you. But I'm sitting back there, like on my recent trip, head down, try and pass out, or watch a movie. Yeah, Wandaline, it's been 2 hours already. All right, let's do this. Let me get the headset. Thank you for chilling. Be right back.
No more cause I'm sample size. Shout out some man, shout out my guys. Slide out the back, slide out the side. What a new drop, this is shoot out the top. This is shoot out the top. With that pistol grip.